Okay, y'all. I am not sure how well this video is going to turn out. Let me first say, I've been trying to figure out a way that I could do like my friend Caravan Carolyn does, and she makes one video a day. I'm going to have to talk to her about that. Anyway, this is what I am working on today. Actually, I've done a lot today already, and I had to take a break. I was exhausted. And of course, I came out so Miss Hazel, who has already had a bath today because she was in the mud, um, let her go potty after her nap. But anyway, I'm going to do this to a few areas, um, basically in my ground cover. Now, y'all see this mulch, and you know that I love it for a potty for Hazel, but I do not like it other than that. It gets everywhere, it floats. I don't know, I don't like it. So, for the next few seconds, you guys are not going to be able to hear because let me see if I can get her in the shot. See her? Remember when I got her? Now, when we owned a home, I'm not moving the camera because I had such a hard time figuring out how to show y'all this. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and just show you. And don't worry, it's not going to ruin my beautiful vacuum cleaner. This is very dry. That's why I waited so long to do it. And it's easy to do it in your ground cover simply because, it's sitting on top of all this ground cover. And so it's got lots of circulation. All right, let me show you what a good job it does. Woo! Okay, y'all. You want to see something tragic? There it is. Now let me show you. I have on one of my little tops. I have on a flannel. I have on these pajamas. And I have my owl socks on with my snow white legs. Okay, I might have cabin fever. I'm not sure. Um, Rest assured that Miss Hazel and I are being careful, y'all. And I hope everybody is too. And I am praying that our president will not lift our restrictions. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, I did so much yesterday and so much today. And Jerry came over and we did some, distancing. And he did something big for me in the dark, holding a flashlight between his teeth. But anyway, I did make my plan for what I need to do. Look at those clouds, y'all. I came out the other evening and the clouds were so low They looked like they were sitting on top of Stephanie's trailer. They were so, I stood outside and looked at them for the longest time. So amazing. It doesn't take a lot to entertain me. But anyway, there's a lot of things that I did yesterday that I did today, and I did make my plan. And when Jerry stopped by, he caught me pulling weeds out of Stephanie's ground cover, and as soon as I saw him pull up in the street on his tricycle that he has made into another vehicle using a baby stroller. We'll show that to you one of these days. But he just pulled up there to see how everything was going on. He was out in the street. He said, "What are you doing?" I mean, I felt guilty, like somebody caught me stealing. And I said, "Well, I was just pulling a couple of weeds. I'd been out there for almost an hour." Anyway, he didn't need to know that. So he was holding my feet to the fire because I had said I was going to do the yard plan. So I did do one. And what I did was, first I started out with a big long list of things I needed and wanted to do. And then, because I love organization, even though I'm not anymore, I love the idea of it now. But I broke it down into the front yard, which is this big long strip right here when I come out my front door. Then I made a plan for that. I made a plan for the patio. I made a plan for planting my flowers on the outside of the fence. I made a plan for back beside the shed, behind the shed, and on the other side of the shed, which are shameful, and behind the cottage in the back. Then I made a plan for the front, the very front of the cottage. Well, I was working on that plan, and I decided, Jerry said, "You need to start in the front." And I said, "Yeah, you're right. I need to start up there because, that's the beginning of my cottage." So he took off, and I can't remember if I don't know how it happened, but anyway, we discovered that in that very front part, in the drain pipe, there was a leak. Oh, I think the reason I told him that was I was trying to work out there, and I was going to pull all the gravel away from the edges and stand all the blocks up. That's how I said, "It is like quicksand." So he came over, and I don't know, he had some tool or whatever, and he was out there and I was over here, and he discovered that there was a leak. And not only at the beginning, but about, I'm no good at measurements, but I would say 3 feet underneath the cottage. So he's got a couple of leaks to fix. So that kind of put me on hold over there. Well, anyway, y'all, there's just so much. There is just so much that I have done, that I want to do. But what I will do is maybe go spot by spot. Miss Hazel, you can't go through there, baby. She looks, this is not funny, but, well, it is. I mean, can y'all see her? You see her? She looks like she's got her little head in a guillotine. Let me get her out, because she'll howl if I don't. baby girl. There you go. You know what? You could have walked completely through there. Look at that. Huh? Anyway, y'all, I don't know how to make one video a day. If y'all have any suggestions about that, this is one thing I thought I could do. Rather than make a video, you know, of my yard and talk about what I'm doing, I thought, what if I did this? What if I just took pictures? And I could group them by just the one, the one area that I'm working on. And I can just take pictures and then make one of those little montage thingies with Filmora. And it would be like a silent movie. And I mean, if we're going to start boiling our underwear in a cast iron pit in the yard, that is I think that was before the silent movies. But y'all help me out with some suggestions, okay? Because I make so many videos, I can't keep up with uploading them and then getting ready to make them public. And it's just a lot. And I don't mind doing it, but it just means I'm always behind. If I make little montages, would that be something that would work? So let me know, okay? Now, I got to get back to vacuuming, and I am very careful. You saw I skim the surface. I don't get down in there with my hose and stick it down in the dirt. That would be stupid. And once I get all of the mulch that I can, there's a bunch over there in the new ground cover, and you know, that's too wet over there still. I can't do that. But I'm going to do wherever I can to get rid of this mulch. And I think I have an idea for a potty area for Hazel, where I won't have to get mulch everywhere. But I'll talk to y'all about that later. I hope y'all are being safe. Hazel and I are definitely doing our part. We don't go anywhere except pick up groceries. I don't get out of the car and go to the drugstore. So I think what they should do is when you're walking through the door of the drugstore, they should have like one of those decontamination things, you know, that squirts something all over you. So, you know, y'all watch those sci-fi movies? Well, actually, they really do that. But anyway, I am doing my part. And I hope everybody is. And I want this to be over. But I would rather be locked down, quarantined, staying in place, whatever you want to call that. I'd rather do that for another 2 months if it's necessary for us to really, really get this thing under control. I would. So anyway, I love y'all. I need some chapstick, and I'm going to go back to work for a little bit while the sun's shining. So talk to y'all later. Bye now. Oh, do something fun.